You suck at sales, but here's how to fix that. Okay, listen, I know sales is like this scary, spooky word, right? That so many women entrepreneurs, women in business avoid like the plague. But let me just tell you, the funny thing is, even though you understand that you're in business because, you have a passion, it was born out of passion or pain. You understand that, in order for you to stay in business, that you have to turn your business into a profitable business, right? So you have to be making money in exchange for what it is you're offering. And in order to make a bigger impact, you have to, or bigger income, you have to be able to make a bigger impact on people. So sales, I know, is a touchy-feely situation, particularly for women listening, because our male counterparts, for the most part, some of them may suck at sales, but they're not as afraid as women are, just to be quite frank, to actually go in for the sale. Okay, so in today's video, I'll be addressing the common mistakes that you are making and the misconceptions about sales that lead to poor performance, negative cash flow, and empty bank accounts. Okay, but before we jump all in, and in case we haven't yet met, hey there, Queen. So glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Listen, whether you're new to me or true to me, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you are a high achieving woman entrepreneur, a woman of over 40, a woman of color, or a woman in the LGBTQ plus community, and you are feeling the squeeze between success and satisfaction, girl, you have found your sanctuary. I'm your new favorite coach and your biz bestie, Katrina Marie here. Hey there, also known as the Boss Chick Biz Coach and your fearless leader. And I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I am here to resuscitate your life and your legacy. I do that one of three ways. I help you to heal internally so that you can expedite your external success. I help you to teach you exactly how to leave a corporate position or career that no longer serves you. And I show you exactly how to build an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health and happiness. So if you're ready to design the life you dream of, desire, and deserve, and claim a life of peace, pleasure, power, and profits, then do stick around and subscribe to my channel, please. And thank you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode whenever I go live and or drop a new video, okay? And so this video, my dear, is just for you, okay? So can we just get into a little bit of sales psychology here and like just talk about what the problem really is? You know what I mean? Like, let's do a little sales 101, all right? A little sales 101. First, let's understand that sales in simple terms, and I'm going to make this and keep this super simple for you, okay? Sales in simple terms is a conversation between you and the buyer, you and the consumer, period. Stop there. Pause. We are not going to overcomplicate this. It is super simple. That is the explanation. It is a conversation between you and the other person you are selling the thing you are selling to. They have a pain or a problem. You have the solution or the cure. And that is what is going to be discussed in the conversation you're having. Whoa, like explosion, right? Like, woo. Okay, did that sound difficult? Did that sound difficult at all? No, because it isn't. I know what you're going to say. I can already hear it. I can already sense it. I can already feel it. That's easy for you to say, Katrina, Coach Katrina, because you've been doing this for a while. Of course, you're going to say it's easy, but I've tried sales and sales ain't easy. And I hate sales, and sales is sleazy, and sales is cheesy, and sales is all of the things. But it really isn't. It's because if you feel that way, it's because you've been doing it wrong. But that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, look, as I just introduced myself, in case you don't know, I'll remind you, I am a registered nurse, a licensed registered nurse, right? That is actively, I have an active license in multiple states. Okay. So I am current in all of what I teach. And what I want to do is take this as an opportunity, actually, from the perspective of a nurse, and teach you what we do in nursing and allow that to work for putting you into a stronger position with sales. You're like, what? How? Wait, you're going to teach me some nursing skills that's going to teach me about selling? What? How does that work? Okay, just hang in there with me for a minute, okay? Hang in there with me for a minute. I like to use healthcare examples. The analogy of, say, a doctor and a patient, or a nurse and a patient. We're going to say doctor and patient today, because people seem to really relate to this, okay? And so let's say when you have symptoms like a headache you can't get rid of, right? It started 3 days ago and it's been pounding in the back of your head and you just can't get rid of it. Or you have a burning sensation in the back of your neck, or pain in your back, tense tight muscles, and you're not sure, like this been like chronic. It's been lasting for weeks now. You're not sure what to do. You've done all the stretching, and you've done all these different things, and nothing seems to be working. Maybe you have some numbness and tingling in your feet, or difficulty ambulating or walking, okay? If you've had this issue for a while and it's getting increasingly worse, it would be wise of you to go see a doctor, okay, at this point, right? So when you go to see the doctor, and you can put this in perspective for whatever has been your situation, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation, a real life example, right? When you go see that doctor, when you go there, the office staff, they're not checking you in, bringing you back to the doctor. The doctor just gives you drugs and sends you on your way. And then that's the end of that, and solves your problem, right? I mean, like, that ain't how it works, right? If you're going to a doctor who's doing that, girl, get rid of them. Get rid of them now. Run fast, okay? I don't even believe that's a real doctor. You might want to check his credentials on the board, okay? Like, no. So we're not doing that, especially before we know what the problem is, okay? They go through a process. They go through a process to rule out what it isn't and to determine what it is, which is the same process that we in nursing use. Now, I'm going to use these acronyms: A, D as in dog or David, okay? P as in Paul, I, E, ADPI. Hold on to that. Stands for assessment, diagnosis, plan of care, implementation, evaluation. Those are the 5 parts to this process, okay? Assessment, diagnosis, plan of care, implementation, evaluation, ADPI. Got it? So the first thing that they're going to do when you go to the doctor is they're going to assess you. We can't do nothing if we don't know what the problem is. And how do we know? We ask questions. It's a part of the assessment. We take vital signs. What's going on? Like, what is your, the rhythm and rate, right? What is your pulse? What is your blood pressure? Are you, we ask lots of questions. When did this start? In other words, when's the onset? What's the duration? How long has this been going on? What's the frequency? What's the intensity of your pain? The severity of your pain? How do you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the least pain and, 10 being the worst? How long have you had this problem? What makes it better? What makes it worse? What have you tried so far? You know what I'm saying? Like, we ask a lot of questions so we can get down to what might be the underlying issue and what we might think it is. Okay. So those are some of the questions. And then we go into, well, we've got to confirm what we think based on our assessment it could be, but we want to confirm what it is, hopefully, and definitely what it isn't. Okay. So now we get into the D, the diagnosis piece, right? So we're going to send you for some lab work, right? We got to take some blood. We got to probably do a full panel and make sure that, we're checking all the main, all of your blood work. We got to send you for some diagnostics. So that might be an x-ray. Well, it depends on what it is. If the x-ray doesn't show us much, then we're going to have to, especially if it's soft tissue, we're going to have to go into doing maybe a CT scan, an MRI, an EMG rather, right? We're going to have to do all these diagnostics. And then we're going to discuss the results with you. And based on those results, we're going to let you know, oh, I know what it is. You have sciatica pain and it's caused by a slip disc. Okay, let's just say what it is, or a bulging disc, or what have you, okay? And it's impinging upon the nerve, and it's causing the pain to you said it was radiating. Let's just add that in there. You said it was radiating pain down to your buttocks. Okay, does it go down the back of your leg? Is it on the side? Okay, so it sounds like too it could be the piriformis muscle that's involved. All right, well, so now we know, based on the examination we did, the doctor's touching and feeling on you, they're palpating you, they're taking vital signs, they're asking you questions, we send you for lab work. For the most part, lab looks great. Most of everything's in normal limits, but the MRI did show that you do have a pinched nerve, and that pinched nerve is from a disc that slipped or bulging or whatever the problem is. And now we know what plan of care we should go with to try to alleviate the pain, manage it, or get rid of it altogether, right? Okay, so now we go into the presenting the plan of care part, okay? And for, we always start with the acronym RICE, RICE, just like it sounds. So that's rest, ice, compression, elevate. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to send you to PT, physical therapy, for about 6 to 8 weeks. You're going to go twice a week for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm going to write an order for that. We're going to give you some pain meds because we don't want you to be in pain, excruciating pain, and we want you to be able to sleep well. We're going to also give you an anti-inflammatory, right? We want you to do gentle stretches. We want you to move about as tolerated, but slowly, okay? And then I want you to follow up with me in about 3 weeks, okay? And then at that point, so we're going to take this and implement the plan of care. Now you know what to do, right? We're going to implement this plan of care that you are going to hopefully feel better within this given time this amount of time we give you. We're going to say 6 to 8 weeks, but in 3 weeks, kind of the halfway mark, maybe 4 weeks, we'll check back and make sure you're doing okay, see what kind of progress you're making, if the pain's going away, if it's resolving the issue, and all of that kind of thing. As long as you are compliant and doing what the doc says, then you should start to feel better, hopefully, right? Unless there's something else going on that we missed. And then we'll have to reevaluate, which brings me to my next point. The E is evaluate. We're constantly checking the efficacy of the medication, the effectiveness of this regimen. How's PT going? How are you ambulating? Do we need to send you to some specialists? Do you need to go to pain management at this point? Do you need to see a neurologist? Like, how bad is it? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? A lot of that will be determined by asking you more questions, right? Is it resolved? Is it diminishing? Is it managed, right? Is it more chronic? Like, what's going on? Do you need more time to heal? Can you benefit from modifications? Do you need necessary time off of work, right? Do you need accommodations? Should we work with your employer to get you a modified duty position? Can you return to your normal ADLs at this point, or do you need to still take it easy? Like, we have a lot that we're assessing and diagnosing and putting into place and implementing and reevaluating until we get the results we're looking to get, right? Girl, you see how easy breezy that was, that I just kind of flowed through that? That was the explanation part, though, because I want you to just hear this in practical terms, okay? That is all you are doing in sales. You are having a conversation to pinpoint the problem and to solve that problem just like the doctor did, just like a doctor would. Make sense? Now, I know with that said, you're going to say, this sounds easier said than done. Like, that in practical terms, that sounds great. I hear you. I know what you're saying. I go to doctors and I know this is how it goes. And you're right. But I still kind of struggle with that. Like, I still don't know how to really start the conversation. I feel awkward. I'm not sure that I don't feel as confident because maybe I'm not asking the right questions, and you're so busy, like, putting yourself down for what you don't know instead of focusing on what you do. You're making this more difficult than it needs to be and overcomplicating something that is really simple, because it is really and truly just getting to know somebody, getting better acquainted, really caring about people. And I think if you take yourself, if you take yourself out of the equation and make this more about them and less about you, that is when you'll realize it is a lot easier than you think. Okay? So If you've got a lot of angst and fear around sales, I understand, I do, especially when you're new in business, or even if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, but your background is not necessarily in sales, or you don't have a lot of practice with this, then you don't have a lot of experience, right? So this is what we want to focus on, and that's why we've got to talk about mindset. So important to talk about mindset in everything we do at every level, okay? Doesn't matter if you're just getting started or if you've been in business for a while and you've been doing sales calls for a while. If you still suck at sales at this point, we need to help you out, right? So I like to play mind games because it does really help with the psychology of how you think about sales. So I want to use a different terminology. Instead of sales, let's use a discovery call as the example, or as the terminology, okay? And a discovery call is exactly what it sounds like. It is you inviting someone to a discovery call, excuse me, to discover their problem, right? To offer the solution based on the assessment, based on the questions you ask, based on what they share. And that's the part too. When you get somebody on a discovery call, you'll realize sometimes they're just as nervous as you are, right? Because they don't know exactly what you're going to ask or how deep you're going to go. And, not everybody's an open book and might not be as willing to share. So the more relaxed you can feel and the more you can like break the ice and break that anxiety, feeling that they might have, and put kind of like ease into the conversation, set the tone, let them know, look, this is how the conversation is going to go. Okay. Maybe even start off by something you read in there. I always do a questionnaire that you have to fill out before you meet with me. So if I were teaching you, I teach you to do the same thing. So let's say you read through their questionnaire, and in that questionnaire, you learned quite a bit about them and their business and where they are in life and what their goals are and what they're trying to achieve and what they need your help and support with and all of that jazz. And they talked about they have kids and they want to spend more time with their family and they just feel so guilty and all of these things. Whatever the case may be, pull some information from that they were vulnerable enough to share with you and start the conversation there. You know what I mean? Like act as if you are having a virtual coffee chat or conversation. You're having a conversation over tea or cocktails or whatever it is. And it's casual. So it's nothing about getting to know someone that should feel cheesy and sleazy and all of that crap. You know what I mean? If you're doing it the right way. So you're inviting someone to a discovery call session, right? And in that discovery call, you're going to just get to understand their problems, their pain points. You're going to have them unpack that for you. And then you're going to get to the solution. And the solution is how your program, your package, your product, your service, the solution, how you can support them. So some examples might be, if you're a health and wellness coach, okay, let's say a client comes to you and they say, I have tried everything, Evelyn, Barbara, Karina, whatever your name is, coach, health and wellness coach. And for the life of me, I've tried everything. I cannot lose weight. And I have this chronic pain. I've been trying to decrease the inflammation that I believe is causing this chronic pain in my body. Nothing seems to work. And I'm so sick of being in pain. I've been in pain so long, I don't even remember what it feels like to not be in pain. All I want to do is have a good night's sleep. All I want to do is be able to get out of the bed in the morning without feeling like a stiff old woman, double my age, or someone who has, like a major disability. Like, I just want to feel normal. I just want to be able to run, go do things that I normally do and enjoy the activities I want to enjoy. They're unpacking the pain for you by having this conversation. Now, suppose they think they've tried everything, right? As far as what they know, based on the knowledge they have and with where they are in life right now. But they don't know about your secret sauce, healing alkaline recipes. And you give them this and you tell them about it, and they want to buy your packages of these alkaline recipes, or you tell them how to make it or what have you, and that's what they're paying for. They make the investment, they go do the thing, and they come back to you in a month or whatever worth of time, and you're just like, and they're like, oh my gosh, coach, You have no idea. You have blessed me. I am so happy and grateful because you told me. I mean, this is all I've had. I've just been focused on your very creative healing foods. And oh my gosh, I feel not 100% better, but 55, 60, 70% better. Like nothing so far has worked. And this has worked. This is like a great day for me. I cannot believe it. And now you've solved their problem. That is a transformation, right? But it started with the conversation. Then you gave them the information. You told them how to do it, what to do. They were compliant and they did it. And now they've gotten the problem solved. Okay. If you are, another example, a business coach or consultant, and let's say a client comes to you and they're like, I've been in business for 3 to 5 years and I have tried everything. I've done everything the gurus say to do. I've invested in myself. I've taken classes. I've gone to meetups and all these social events, and I've joined these professional associations, and I've done all these things, and I'm doing the work. Why am I not getting consistent results? Why am I making some revenue, but it's not paying, it's paying my operational expenses, but it's not paying the bills, right? It's not putting money in my bank account. It's not profitable. Like, what more do I need to do? Because I'm at this point where I'm just about to give up. I feel like, should I just go back to a job? Like, what do I need to do? Well, you can hear their pain in that, right? You can hear the urgent need in that. And so now that you know the situation and you go through this process that I shared with you, like a doctor would, let's just say you help them go from zero or very little a month to like 6 or 7 figures in a matter of, I don't know, 3, 4 months, 6 months, based on the solution you had because of the program you enrolled them in, and you were able to work with them and they got the help they need. And all these years they've been struggling, in a matter of 4 to 6 months, you've gotten them great results compared to what they didn't get at all in all of these years. Do you see and hear how transformative that is? You feel what I'm saying? They are going to be a client for life. They are going to tell everybody about you. Okay. Talk about a testimonial, and what testimonial you want to be known for. That's the ticket right there. Okay. So if you're a fitness trainer and a client comes to you to complain that, I want to get rid of this baby fat, and I have been trying for years. Like, what more do I need to do? I've reached a plateau. I can't get rid of shed these last 50, 60 pounds that I've packed on. I'm eating better. I'm doing physical activity. I'm doing all the things, right, that I'm told to do. And nothing is touching this belly. Like, I want to get rid of this baby fat. And then you say, oh, well, it's normal for women to not be able to, like, that's the hardest place to really lose fat. And I've definitely got some things that I can share with you that would be helpful. How old is your baby? And they said, that's the problem. My baby is over 30 years old and I am well past my childbearing years. Okay. I should not still be having no baby fat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. It's like, can I get rid of this? And so, if you have the solution to help them get a flat stomach, get that flat tummy back, feel sexy again and confident again, and be able to fit that, I don't know, whatever size 10 or 6 or 12 or whatever the size is that they haven't been able to get to. Don't you know how good a woman feels when she is confident? The energy she'll get back, right? Like, she is going to be wanting to show up and show off and show out, honey. And you did that. That's a huge win. Same is true if you're a financial expert and you have a clients that you can help who mismanage money become keenly aware of, like, like every dime, where every dime is going, what they're spending it on, why they're not seeing the money, right? Like, where is it going? Because you have this plug and play spreadsheet that not only helps them save, but you can tell them where to invest their money. So not only are they now managing the money better, right? They are now able to multiply it and grow it because they're putting it towards these smart investments that they didn't even know was possible. And so Maybe that means a big deal to them because they're able to retire soon or buy that house or put their kid, college kid or whatever through college or whatever, the case might be. You have solved a big problem. You understand? Okay. If you're a relationship coach, and I'm touching in all of these because I know there are different examples. Like everybody always wants to know, well, what about me and what about my thing? And I help people with this. And how can you help me figure it out? So I'm touching on the main like five things, the five areas of coaching or consulting or service provider fields, I guess you can say, where the women like to go into. Typically, the women I work with, right, um, help people in these spaces because these are like the big ones, right? And there are a lot more. I cannot obviously cover all of them. I'm just trying to give the main examples. But like, say you're a relationship coach and a couple comes to you and they're like, we've tried everything. We've gone to counseling. We've gone on date nights. We are spending more time together. We are doing this and doing that. And we're at the point of like, we're on a brink of divorce. We don't know what else we can do to save our marriage. We want to stay together, but we're miserable together, right? How can we get that spark back? What can we do that we haven't tried? What are we not doing right or well? Or is there a better approach? Like, what is it that we're missing? And you are able to, through your program or your teachings, your methodology, whatever your secret sauce is, to help them save their marriage. And you've got a tried and true way to help them do that, girl, priceless. You help them solve their woes and not only get over whatever they were dealing with, right? But they are now happier than they've ever been, ever in their relationship, closer than they've ever been. And now they want like a second wedding, right? Or a second honeymoon or whatever. And that's amazing. So all of these examples I'm using, going back to my analogy, talking about like, you're the doctor, right? You are the doctor. They are the patient. They have a pain or a problem and you have the cure or the solution. Okay. All the same. And you do all of this, you get to the bottom line by genuinely having a real conversation because you care and you want to help them. And so you're building a rapport, you're building trust at the same time. This is what the sales process feels like. And this is how it flows easily and naturally. Nothing that I've said so far, right, sounds at all like, oh my God, that makes me cringe. I cannot say that. I cannot talk to them like that. I cannot, nothing. No example I've given, no words I've used, no approach that I've shared has made you feel like you can't achieve this, right? So here's the thing too. If you are not selling, that means that you are not offering people the solution to their problems, and that is doing them a disservice. And you know what? That is, in fact, the most selfish thing that anybody can do. Think about it. Here you are, someone who actually has the answer, the cure, the solution to somebody's pain or problem. And instead of sharing that with them, helping them through you inviting them to work with you, you are leaving that person in severe pain. Right? How are you helping them by not selling to them whatever you have to fix their problem? So that's why I say stop being stingy with the sales. Stop being stingy with the sales. Stop being stingy with the sales. You should be selling something every day. And if you go about it in the way that I just taught you, it won't even feel like a sale, right? You'll want to show up more in this way and do this for the people that you care about, because that is why you are in business. And that does go back to you being passionate about the thing you do that you're getting paid for. But it also goes back to the value you add and the transformation you give, the results that people get as a result, right? The outcome as a result of working with you. So before I go to my next step in this process, I want you to know that you can too book a complimentary business breakthrough discovery call session. Yes, it is ultimately a sales call, but we're using new terminology to make you feel comfortable. Okay. If I'm going to be teaching you this, believe me, I am doing the same thing. I am not teaching you anything that I am not doing myself. But I invite you to book a discovery call session with me. It is going to cost you nothing to book the call. And if you show up, you can't just book the call. You got to book the call. Got to do the pre-screen form. It's a few questions so I can get to better know you and know what I'm going to be, expecting on the call, and to know realistically if I can help you or not, right? And then when you show up, okay, then I am going to have a really nice surprise for you. Well, I'll tell you now. I'm going to offer you my winning sales script that not only has helped me, but literally has helped so many of my clients close more deals on repeat, get more clients, keep the cash flowing, and keeping their businesses open. So if you want that, then I invite you to definitely book the call. I also want to help you reach your revenue goals. Okay, this year, not next year, this year, this quarter, this year, by having consistent cash flow without working hard for the money. Okay, so don't miss this opportunity. Book your call today. It literally costs you nothing but your time and your attention. That's it. Now, uh, if you have gotten any value from today's video, be sure to show me some love and help my channel out by subscribing, okay? Let more people know about my content so I can help more of you make a bigger impact for sure, because I do care, and caring is sharing, and sharing is caring, okay? So like, comment, subscribe, share, and save this video if you need to come back to it. But that's all I got for now, okay? Gonna keep this brief, simple, super simple, straight to the point, right? Join me again for the next video. And if you click the notification bell, then you definitely will get notified when I go live or when I drop my next video. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.